Akron. Okay, cool. Pop me in. Hello, Missouri Westerns. We are back. We are going against Akron. So super excited to see what we are going to be doing this round. We did win our last match against East Kentucky, so we are now 5-2, and hopefully this match we can get to that 6-2, if you know what I'm saying here. But as we can see, we are now loading in and preparing for our attacks. Just going to go through characters real quick. We have a Sojourn, Vendetta, and then we go down to Lucio and Curie. And it looks like on the other side, we have for Axel a Vendetta, Luke is Sojourn, Sir is Cat or Jetpack Cat, Atul is also Curie, and Yodid is Domina. So super excited to see what we're doing. It looks like already we're having a little bit of a push here from the east side. Again, we're just kind of pushing them and making them want to move out of their strategy zones, but it looks like we are getting kind of taken advantage of, especially in our back zones with our supports being very thinned out. But it looks like we're doing what we can just to re-strategize and take out their healers as we are moving. Again, it looks like we do have 2 kills from Axel there, taking out Karma. Axel takes out Karma. And their other venture does take out of our other healers and such, but it looks like they do get that rematch there. Sojourn popping off again. It looks like Missouri Western's just gonna have to really watch this. Yodid is right now holding point, kind of just moving left to right with a bit of contesting right now. Missouri Western and Akron is currently just going head to head with each other, so hopefully we can see some interaction here. Akron does take over the objective point, so they do begin their takeover for points here, beginning that percentage tile up to almost 10%. Missouri Western is recalibrating to a side maneuver. Looks like they're just kind of taking advantage of who they can, especially their heals. Taking high ground. Again, it looks like we're just kind of taking out the Vendetta, doing some damage for the DPSs. We just need to follow through with our kills right now. I just feel like we just need to finish that, and other than that, we'll be golden. But it looks like, again, Vendetta kind of doing a little bit of spin out, just kind of doing some stun movements. Right now we're just watching a little bit of healings happening back here, getting healed for our tank and such. Again, just gotta watch people. We'll probably have our Susanna in about 3, 2, 1. He'll probably be using that in a few seconds here. Again, we're just doing some minor little readjustments here. Popping out Suna, just giving some extra heals, making the other team immediately back up. Gonna need some team heals for the DPS over there. He did kind of overstep, but he did back up just in time for us to fully re-heal up and be ready to go. Cat moving back forward. Looks like we're having Vendetta move out and kind of pull people away. Again, it's just not really bothering. 2 stuns go to Vendetta and their tank on the other side. Looks like we are gonna pop ult. We do get a ult successfully done by Sir, pulling off one of their healers and DPS. Missouri Western does get traded there, so kind of losing our adjustment there. Missouri Western leaving with 29% on point, while the other side, our opposition team, is now beginning their approach back on point with going above about 55% here. Hoping to see what Missouri Western wants to do for this outcome. Looks like they were just kind of moving back over, getting an adjustment here. Looks like they're going to take a little bit of a look around. It's still looks like Domina's going to make a push forward, activating shield, doing some extra minor damage. Unfortunately, we are kind of getting pushed back into this corner, so we're not really getting very much kills or much Perdonium here, but hopefully we can pop some ults just to get the adjustment that we need to push forward. Almost hitting that 80% tile marker, so we're going to need to make a push in so we can get that percentage rolling for Missouri Western. Again, now we're going to move forward, pulling out because the tank is all by himself. Okay, okay. Popping ult here. Unfortunately, we do not get anybody in that ult. They're just kind of waiting for her ult to kind of just be summoned. Unfortunately, that ult progression does get taken advantage, and we lose both our tank and our healer. But Luke does take out their Sojourn, and Axel does take out their healer. Unfortunately, the objective was fully secured by the opposition team. Congratulations to Arprium for that amazing maneuver and such. Hopefully, we can see some great maneuvers for the next round for Missouri Western. So let's see them kind of put themselves together and get back on that groove that they had first round. So let's get on it, Missouri Western. We want to see you roar. Let's go. Looks like we're just kind of getting a bit of a tour of the environment, which I'm totally down for. Again, we do have about similar teams from last time, no changes, so I don't really have to give much introduction there. 3, 2, 1. Gonna be popping in that prepared control point. So here we go. And the activating of objective happens in about 25 seconds. So it's anybody's game right now. So right now, just getting that above view, kind of seeing what we are positioning bases. Looks like we're just kind of watching side by side. Opposition team is now taking advantage, going through the DPSs. Kind of taking advantage of that our tank is all by themselves and moving back here. Moving together, moving together. Love it, love it. Okay, looks like the Vendetta does get ahead of herself and tries to take out the Missouri Western team, but Missouri Western was ready for that push and takes her out immediately. Looks like we have a Zarya versus Zarya right now. Good uses of the bubbles right now, just kind of blocking off. Gonna need some heals for Axel. Fully healed, and Missouri Western does take over that point objective, so love to see it. Looks like Axel is just kind of doing major damage right now, back on the opposition's opening search point. Again, they're just kind of watching, interacting. Waiting for the opposition team to make a push over here. Nicely done by Sir, just kind of pushing in Luke into action here. Like we talked about last time, I think Jetpack has that amazing maneuver just to get everybody here on point so we have accurate timings and such. Already taking the high ground. Almost thought he was not going to be realizing that. Axel does get taken out by the Sojourn due to his ability not to be that scene that's surrounding. Probably just didn't hear that sound cue in time. That's perfectly fine. But Missouri Western is getting overrun and pushed back. We're just going to need to do some minor damage. We are about to get the other ult for Sojourn in just a second. So if we can just kind of pop off for a second, we can be able to push in and do what we need to do. But we have quick heals and moving in. Once again, we just got to make that maneuver to push out and have a rush. Here we go, here we go. Taking out Karma as we go. Luke popping ult, like we talked about before. Getting 2 kills, taking out their tank as well. Looks like Sojourn is also getting taken out for that account. Missouri Western taking back over point. Amazing job with that full team wipe. Fantastic job by Missouri Western, locking in and being ready to take advantage of that stratagem. Love to see it. Missouri Western having that background to push forward and using those ults wisely. However, they do have almost 2 more ults to their own ult economy, so this will be very good in their side predicaments. Looks like, again, Sir is going to take on left to right now. He does have ult if he wants to use it. We don't know if he does. But Axel does take out their healer, along with Tool taking out Vendetta. Fantastic job from Missouri Western, just being able to read the room almost as that 80% marker right now. Again, Missouri Western is just kind of having that pushback that they really need to take advantage of. Just kind of watching and interacting. Again, they don't notice that the 2 healers are in that side core, but sure does. Thank goodness Sir does, and taking advantage of that does take the Lucio, and Luke taking out the other Sojourn. Missouri Western is lacking in heals, but right now they are keeping it together. I repeat, they are keeping it together. Taking out the Vendetta, moving forward. Now it's just a team kill overall. Missouri Western with 95. Almost to that ending point. It is anyone's game right now. It is anyone's game. And the objective is fully secured by Missouri Western, taking that win. Fantastic job, especially with that major comeback for Missouri Western. Love to see it. It is now 1-1. Missouri Western is doing a phenomenal job bringing it back, but Acrium was also doing a fantastic job by readying Missouri Western to kind of have that atmosphere of strategy pushing. We want to see that for Missouri Western as they are going through these different games and maneuvers. I mean, the last thing we want to do is not be prepared and not understand how we want to strategize. But I love that Missouri Western is now aware. But if we look now back on the prepared attack counters, to our left, it looks like they are popping out a Cassidy along with having that Vendetta, Zarya, and they also have a Jetpack Cat. And also for the side of Karma is staying Kiriko. On the opposition side, they did pop open just a few minutes to pop that portal, just to give them a little bit of that adjustment there, just to be quicker to get on point. I think that's a good thing about Symmetra. Symmetra is very good at making sure we can get everybody on point on time and secure those points. Kind of the same way Jetpack does with securing heals and such. Once again, it looks like we're just taking advantage of high ground now that they have a Jetpack too. We're going to be playing these games of either who's going to take the map and who's going to be taking these wins. Axel's going to need some double heals right now. Again, Vendetta against Vendetta is currently just happening right now. Are we going to be able to pop her in time? Okay. We are going to need some heals for Luke over here. Vendetta getting that protective bubble. Sometimes that's all you need to kind of get that push in that we're looking for. Already Missouri Western is protecting this point with their very lives. Push, Missouri Western. We cannot let them take this over. Vendetta against Vendetta. Vendetta gets taken out. Here we go, here we go. We are pushing for the rest of everyone. Taking out Kiri on that Rose. Again, looks like Missouri Western is just already pushed them back into their space. So there is just no way. No way. This kind of gives the advantage for Missouri Western to be ready for them to regroup and be ready. Missouri Western does have one ult and multiple on the way. I guess Zarya is now kind of just doing her protective bubble on Cat, since Cat is just moving left to right with healings and damagings. This is kind of what we need right now to kind of focus in, heal as much as we can, but also send the needed progression. Zarya gets Zarya. Zarya gets taken out. Missouri Western does kind of clean the board here, but we have to be very careful, taking out both DPSs and their tank. Currently, they only have 2 heals. With their reoccurrence now, they are kind of watching from above and seeing what they are going to do. The Cat on the opposition side does have their ult in about 3 seconds here, so we're going to have to be very attentive. Missouri Western also has Axel's ult and such along, and she does use it in that progression, along with Luke having his. Love to see what they're gonna do there. Karma just healing their players. Love it, love it. Axel does get a bit of a jump scare there and jumps off the map, unfortunately. We could not see that. Luke is taken out in that progression. Healing is going back and forth. Mr. Saltz does take out Tool, and it looks like Missouri Western is absolutely getting boosted off the team right now, but Axel looks like he also gets booped off by Mr. Cat. We did see a second ago that Sir was doing what he can to kind of observe and overtime the map for a second there. Missouri Western at that 99%, all they need to do is pop in, pop ults appropriately, and they got that. Here we go. Yoda looks like he's going to pop a little bit of a movement here. Left to right, if you know what I'm saying. Don't know if they're going to go left or right, but it looks like Sir is just ready to kind of take somebody and pull them into that point. Deadeye happens, taking out Luke in that progression. That's okay, that's okay. Sometimes we gotta make sacrifices to win the game. Already taking advantage of that heal pack. Be very aware of that other Cat. Tool pops ult. Gets taken out in that maneuver along with Luke. So Luke and Sir and Tool are gone in that maneuver. And now Yoda does as well. But it looks like Axel's the only one. Regroups, goes back to point. That's okay. Hey, we still have ults to use. That's just fine, as long as we can get everybody together and move on our way. The only unfortunate thing about this is that they've given the time for the opposition team to fully heal and be ready for their ults to pretty much be made in, which is what's happening with Zarya right there. Zarya now has her black hole along with Cat using their ults and does drag Luke into the abyss. Unfortunate, super unfortunate. But it looks like we get a call back, dragging their team, popping ult and absolutely annihilating the other team right now. Take out that Zinya. Let's go. Love it, love it. Let's finish the game, finish the game. Nicely done by Missouri Western, fully taking over that objective. And now going almost into overtime. A little bit of contest from the Cat, but it's all up to Missouri Western taking out the Cassidy. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And overtime is succeeded by Missouri Western having the full takeover of that objective. Missouri Western does take the team. Well done by Missouri Western, being able to revive themselves and doing the best that they can. And Sir does take the play of the game. So this is just a few seconds before as they take out the Zarya. Zarya on our opposition team does pop their ult, but this gives Missouri Western time to not only regroup, but also get us all prepared and healed. So love to see it by Missouri Western, bringing back their game. So let's kind of just go over a few little minor things. So on the opposition team, absolutely did a phenomenal job of reading Missouri Western, kind of getting them ready to strategize and read the rooms, because they were really good at not only pinning down Missouri Western, but getting them stuck in those corners that you can't stay together. You have to separate. But Missouri Western figured that out and became very efficient about regrouping, moving together, and strategizing together. Because if you're able to do that as a group, you're able to push forward, which was what Missouri Western needed, and they took it and ran with it. And we just saw in those last 2 rounds that they made and held point all the way to the 99. Even if they lost the point for a second, they immediately knew how they were going to regroup and move back together, use those ults appropriately, and got that win that they were looking forward to. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. Missouri Western figured it out, strategized, and we will be heading to the next map in a few minutes. So, I'm just super impressed. I forgot to say, the bans last round were Wu Yang. So I'm not surprised. I was wondering why we didn't have some Wu Yang players in there, but that makes a lot of sense that we did not have those part of our bans. So other than that, I think they did a fantastic job. I love that the other team also kind of, they didn't copy us, but they had an understanding that if we're going to use Cat, we're also going to have to use Cat. Like we talked about in our match around 6 p.m., we had a switchover from, I think it was Kiri and Lucy, and then Kiri to Cat, and then Cat and I think it was then Kiri to Mercy, which every game has their own predicaments. We all know this, and whether or not we're going to need some other type of healer is all up to what we're going to need for strategy. And Missouri Western read the room, and I absolutely live for it. I mean, I couldn't have expected anything better or less, but hopefully we can see some big things coming up. And it looks like our next map here is either going to be Midtown Hybrid. I think so. Yep, it looks like we are going into Midtown. I'm not normal. I'm not normally seeing Midtown as this, but I do know that they talked about new maps would be now incorporated into different games with Nace and Blizzard, so just keep yourself aware of that. They are now assembling their heroes. Hey, yo, it's a one-way street, the 4th E and the 3rd Street. Love it. Yo, have y'all ever never parked in a no park zone? And there's a cop right there! My man, if it's a no park zone, what you doing there? What you doing? I know they're all just waiting for everybody to get out of Bridge Bar. And it's open. I wonder what they serve. Hopefully something nice. Oh. I almost thought that said Mario's place. Mario! Oh, it serves pizza. It serves pizza, guys. Oh, by the slice. That's crazy. Oh, it is Mario's. I'm losing my circuits, guys. I'm losing my circuits. All right, let's go over these players real quick. We have an Ashe and a Tracer, Ramatra, Wu Yang, and we have Ana. And on Missouri Western's team, we have our natural little selection here with Axel going with his first pick of Genji, Luke going with Sojourn, Sir going with Wu Yang, Tool going with Kiri, and Yoda going with Domina. Love to see how this is going to be defended and actively put out for an attack. So let's go and see what we're going to be messing with here. Missouri Western going as a group, popping in, just kind of watching left to right. Looks like they're going to split in just a second. Wu Yang does get cleared off the board straight away, but so does almost some of the DPSs on the other side. Looks like we are getting spread a bit thin here, so we're going to need to regroup and kind of reevaluate the scene. Okay. Looks like Genji is going to be taking a bit of a opposition route. Tracer against Genji right now. Okay. Time Warper against the sword. Time Warper against the sword. He is by himself, so I think it would be good to kind of back up. But he is going for the healer who's by himself. Nicely done, Axel. Reading the room and taking advantage of that. Let's just take out that Tracer now, my love. And we can get that out of the way. Oh. Go get that Tracer. Go get that Tracer. Ah, it gets the healing pack just in time. But we do take it out with Sir with a small little whack. Woo! Taking out that Tracer successfully, giving them some time to not only get that payload moving and grooving, but gives time for Missouri Western to move forward and kind of surprise the other team that they are ready to go. Yoda does take Ashe in that predicament, even with that shield from Ramatra. Pops out healing Vex. Again, the healers are kind of by themselves. 5 killer streak right now. Ramatra pops out strength. We're going to need to kind of be aware right now with some heals along with some movement. The cart is getting moved, of course, by your boy, Tool. Good job, Tool. We love you. Thanks for being a homeboy. We appreciate you. Getting some Suna. Oh, gonna back up. Looks like we're gonna regroup a little bit. Gotta heal the Genji real quick, bro. Oh. Ooh, get some splash. Are we gonna see a wave? I love waves. Can you give me a wave? Ooh. Hey, yo, what's up, Ramatra? What's poppin'? Poppin' down Midtown. Nice, nice. Looks like he's gonna pop up shield for a bit, trying to give him some extra time to progress. Looks like Luke is up in the air, taking out the Ana up there along with Axel. Nicely done! Beautiful maneuver by Missouri Western, taking out not only the tank, but also the Ana. Making the opposition team have to push back and regroup. Love to see it, love to see it. Already, we are making great distance right now. Just kind of moving forward, but don't you worry, the opposition team is on their way, popping bubble right now. Looks like we're gonna have to stay a little bit aware and stay on our toes, because right now it is everyone for themselves. We are fighting against time and space. I mean, space and time, that's crazy. Gets taken out by the space warps, but what can I say? Things happen. Alrighty, okay. Now it just looks like we are by ourselves. Pop out Sukuna just to give him some extra healing time, and our tank is back on the way. Again, just trying to heal people and do damage. You know what I'm saying? Missouri Western does have all ults if we want to use them at any time here, but I'm sure they have a plan for it. But the other thing is they're probably waiting for the opposition team to also pop their ult so we can push back. And just like that, they heard me like a prayer. The opposition pops not only their nano, their wave, and Ramatra's rage, they also pop out everything else in the book. On the opposition side, though, Missouri Western was just not ready for this maneuver. Axel popping ult, getting taken out. Yoda not popping ult, but Wu Yang boosting. Our Genji also gets taken out. But now that we have fully come back from our death here, hopefully we can see another bit of a push out now that the opposition team has used quite a bit of their ult. So hopefully we can get this situated and moved. Looks like Luke is kind of reading the room, pushing back the shield, taking what damage he can. Are we going to... Yep, we're going to pop ult real quick. Okay. Nicely done, taking out the other soldier. Let's take it. Let's take names. Let's go, bro. Bet we took out the other Wu Yang. I think that was a pretty successful ult there. Taking out two players, not only their healer, but some DPSs as well. This will give us some extra time to kind of get some maneuvers, and it looks like we are pushing in with our tank as well. Let's see some movement here. Okay. Looks like we are focusing, taking shots. Luke does take out the Tracer. We do see a Vex moved on by Ramatra, kind of pushing back Missouri Western, but Genji's not having it. Genji takes out the other healer, and Wu Yang looks like it's just anyone for themselves. Also, we take out the soldier, but the soldier gets taken out. Tool gets taken out by Ana. We get a pulse bomb. Axel gets taken out, but we take out the Ana as well. Everybody is for themselves. All right, can we finish the tank off? We finished the tank off with thanks to the help of Sir. Thank you, Sir, for doing your duty. We love you. Take out the Wu Yang, and we take out the Wu Yang. All that's left is the Tracer. Right now, it is anyone's game to fully push the cart to the final destination. We are 0.51 meters away from fully finishing. Missouri Western has one more ult in their pocket for them to push forward, along with the other side also having Nano to give them boost. Right now, Luke is just kind of swaying left to right, just kind of waiting for Missouri Western's team to really regroup. Almost Axel getting taken out for the count. Are we gonna have some little mixed maneuvers right now? Just kind of watching left to right, just kind of waiting for people to be by themselves and separate. I don't know what the thought is, but Sir Pops is all along with Tool, giving some extra healings right now with Suna. And let's see what we can do right now. We are really low in health, everybody. We need each other's love and kisses. Luke gets taken out. Get a trade of also taking out their healers. Both Ana and Wu Yang is taken out along with Sojourn. We get a little bit of a smash open by Ramatra. Ramatra gets stunned. We are just seeing everything in movement right now. We get to take out the Tracer. It is getting contested like crazy. Anyone's movement right now. Anyone's movement, y'all. Anyone's movement. We pop ult from Genji. Genji gets taken out by Ramatra's Rage. Taking out two players here from Axel and Curie. It is anyone's game. Yoda takes out the Sojourn. Sojourn takes out Wu Yang. Yoda takes out Ramatra. Yoda takes out the Tracer. And we fully take the payload to the next zone. I am ready, and let's get grooving. With 1 minute and 22 seconds left on the game, with 2 points in Missouri Western's extract zones, we are on fire right now. I repeat, we are on fire. fire. Missouri Western does have an ult for Luke, and now one for Yodit as well for Domina. So let's see what Missouri Western has up their sleeve for what they want to do. But on the opposition side's economy, they also have a Sojourn ult with a Tracer on the way. So we're gonna have to play smart, be smart, and act smart, if you know what I'm saying here. Bit of contesting on the point with 53 seconds left on the go. Someone needs to push the cart and get that Tracer out of there. Here we go, here we go. Ramatra's all by himself. We can play the game. Play the game, play the game. Sojourn pops his ult, takes out the Ana. On the opposite side, they take out our healers, and Luke takes out the other. Oh my goodness, there's so many kills going on. Sojourn gets taken out by Sojourn. Our tank, oh my goodness, tank gets taken out. Axel gets taken out. The soldier takes out our tank. Genji's all by himself, but he's running. He's running and running. I mean, that's sometimes all you can really do. With 19 seconds left on the point at 52.93 meters, it is anyone's movement right now. Missouri Western does have Yodit's ult to our own predicament, but on the opposition side, they also have Tracers. This is anyone's movement here, guys. This is anyone's movement. We are just kind of watching left to right to make sure the other Sojourn does not take out our teams and does take no cheap shots. No cheap shots here, guys. But that Tracer is going to take off a little bits of hits here and there, so we're going to have to play safe. Moving the waves. Again, I called that Tracer from moving the left to right with the total blast of 1, 2, 3. Nicely done, taking out the other opposition Sojourn. They do have that Tracer pop bomb, not getting any of our healers. Nice job by Sir. We're going to have to just worry about a few people right now, though. Again, looks like we're having a bit of the rage from himself, from Matra, taking out Axel and Sir. Unfortunately, Missouri Western was not able to keep the cart, leaving it at 55.84 meters with 2 points. It is now going to switch over to the opposition side for defense to now attack. So let's see this gameplay, y'all. Let's lock in, let's lock in. Let's not let them get too cocky right now. Don't get too cocky. Play safe, or move forward. That's all I can say right now. As they're assembling their heroes, I just want to talk about that Ramatra actually did a phenomenal job by using his ult to the last second, as most people would never do. But I think that was a good point to withhold it and wait till we were pretty much all by themselves. I know that Pulse Bomb didn't get ours, oh my goodness, Wu Yang at that moment, which was a phenomenal job done by Sir. Sir just read the room and was able to be ready to go, but let's just see these teams for our next match. All right, on the opposition team, we have Sojourn, we have Tracer, we have Ramatra, we have Wu Yang, and we have Ana. And on the defense side is Axel with Vendetta, Luke is with Ashe, and then we have Sir for Ana, Tool is going Brigitte, and then for Yodit, we have Domina. So let's see what we're gonna do. Positioning wise, looks like Domina is just kind of moving left to right on that top corner where the subway is. Of course, you know, we're just kind of having a second while waiting for the seconds to kind of pop down so they can be ready to have whatever style they want to move with to defend. So, but let's see that heavy hitters, y'all. Heavy hitters. Let's do this. All right, again, Tracer's kind of just marking out, figuring out where is where and who is who. Murmacha taking out that side point, of course, going straight for the other tank. Again, just tank versus tank right now, supporting each other by the Anas and Anas. We almost get a take out of the Sojourn. Sojourn does get healed, but currently both the tanks are having major damage right now. Ashe and Luke is doing a phenomenal job just kind of taking chunks by chunks of damage. Ana's just reading the room, popping those heals as much as we need. Looks like we're just going to have to be very cohesive, popping in that movement bomb. We're going to have to be careful of that Tracer now, though. That Tracer's going to try to take cheap shots and try to take out Missouri Western's backline. We're going to have to be clear and ready. Again, Sleep Darts the Ramatra right away. Domina's really low on health. Going to have to boost her up while taking some negative damage here. Again, Brigitte taking some damage thanks to Tracer. Tracer just kind of messing around with the backline like we talked about. But here we are for the moment. Again, Vendetta kind of supporting our backlines as we are getting red at the moment. Ramatra taking out not only Yodit, and we do take somebody out with us on our way. Ramatra popping out strength right now, just kind of trying to punch everyone out of the zone and circles while popping Vex. Here we are with that aim check. Let's go. Get the Vendetta. Love it, love it, love it. Love to see it. Missouri Western just making them push back right now. That Tracer has no choice but to back up with her team. Getting some heals and some extra time just to reevaluate what they want to do. Missouri Western's team is fully back on point, ready to go and ready to move and groove. Here we go, seeing Tracer going off to that right side, probably going to go and flank in the back. Just trying to get some people to kind of disperse and separate themselves. Popping in an extra heal. Vendetta looks like they're probably messing with the Tracer in the back lines. That's perfectly fine with me. Tracer doing his thing. Okay, okay. I see Ash is ready to move and groove. Again, bro. Nicely done, Luke, taking out the Tracer. No more backline takeout, if you know what I'm saying. Brigitte all about yourself. Ramacha gets sucked. He gets slept and put away. Sleepy time, baby. But once again, we have to move back because we do not have a tank or DPS. Looks like we're just getting some time to just reevaluate and remove together. But it looks like we are going to let them take the first movement of that payload, which is just fine. But Missouri Western will be ready to move and groove. Of course, they can't see that. We can see through the walls right now. But as you can see, Tracer's just kind of waiting by their spawn point. Vendetta with a spin. Getting some shielding done, kind of taking some extra HP, whatever you can. Looks like, again, we're just going to take out that Sojourn from being by themselves. Nice spin attack with moving dodge. Takes out the Wu Yang. Again, amazing reading from Vendetta, taking out the Ana, the Wu Yang, and the other DPS. I am all for it. Let's go, Tool. Let's go, Tool. Let's go, Axel. Let's go, everybody. We are just on the groove. On the groove, I tell you. We are moving and grooving. I don't know if they got the jams on, but I'm sure am jamming right now. Looks like, again, Missouri Western's just kind of setting up position here, just watching left to right. Ana's just watching. Predicaments right now. Gonna have to be really careful on your left side. Tracer and Sojourn is kind of watching in that corner zones. Axel's gonna need some real love here. Love it, love it, love it. Again, Tracer's gonna do that back flanking, just trying to take out people. Well done by Brigitte, reading the room and taking them out. Taking them out to lunch, if you know what I'm saying. Again, moving through this maneuver right now, almost putting that Ramatra in his place for overextending without his healer. Nicely done by Yoda, just reading the room right now. Gonna look at the ult economy. Missouri Western with almost 5 ults in their possession, with the opposition side only having 2 ults to their own brigade. But looks are deceiving right now. Missouri Western is ready to go, ready to move and groove, and Axel does take out the Tracer again. Let's see some carnage. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Good heals, good heals, good heals. Take out that Ramatra. Take out the... We overextended for Yoda. Yoda was all by himself, lacking heals. Right now, we gotta just move back, and reallocate. I know we do have all ults in our progressions, but let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? Absolutely, it looks like we do have Bob, so we could send Bob on his way to do some work for us, if you know what I mean. Love me some Bob. Again, but we could make some maneuvers here, just getting ready to move and groove. And now that everyone is back in the room, let's get moving. Again, just kind of watching the healers progress from left to right. And Bob does get sent to the top, getting ready to do some carnage and movement here. Again, Luke is just reading the room, trying to take damage where he can after Bob was sent everywhere. This would have been a really good time for Cat to be there, because then he could move Bob wherever he needed to be moved, especially since, you know, you can only send Bob into one position. Nicely done by Axel, reading the room since the healers could not get to him in time, just taking advantage of those healing packs. Sometimes this is the best thing you can do, especially if your healers are busy and have things to mess with besides the back. Let's go. Okay, looks like Vendetta's just kind of dealing with some side stuff right now, along with people on the opposition side. Sir does pop Nano. Nano getting boosted here, again with that little slide movement, going down for the moves. Nicely done. Take out the Sojourn. Sojourn gets taken out. Ramatra is left. Popping the Vex, get out of the Vex. Could not get out of the Vex in time due to the car blocking them in. The payload has been stopped, but let's get this moving and grooving. Unfortunately, we do get red with less than a couple of seconds before they reach the front door to Missouri Western's house right now. Missouri Western is going to need to figure it out and group up and move. On the opposition side, they almost have 3 ults to their possession, with Missouri Western only having 2 for Tool and Yodin. Love to see how they're going to position that and move that together, but we need to figure it out and move together, because right now we are absolutely getting crowded. Shield against shield right now. Shield against shield. We do get stuck. Love to see a little bit of a pop of an ult in a second here. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Karma getting red. Karma getting red. Let's go. Luke moving back and forth. Popping out his tracer. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Taking out the Karma. Karma gets taken out. It looks like they are lacking in heals, and we are moving forward. Yoda getting healed. Love to see that repositioning. Sometimes that's all you need to get back into the game. Be here for the moments, y'all. Be here for the moments. Yoda gonna need some love in a second, though. All right, it just looks like we're kind of doing some minor adjustments, as always. Getting some contest. Nicely done by Luke, backing up. Popping ult from Brigitte. Brigitte popping up shield. Using some slam shields. Okay, okay, okay. Protecting against the Rhine and such. Oh my goodness, Ramatra! Ramatra popping his ult, absolutely taking over the battle scene right now, but there's nothing you can do when he's all up in your space. Oh my goodness, Missouri Western is on the edge of their seats right now as they are reaching the final zonings. We are going to need to pull ourselves together. We do have a nano in our position. Yoda pops over the ball. Love to see what we're going to do with the ball here. Are we gonna pop nano? Luke gets nanoed! Let's go, my man. Let's go. Unfortunately, does get taken out for the count along with Axel. We only have a few seconds before the contesting is over. Let's move, let's move. Let's move, let's move. Luke does have his pulse bomb, so he could do something. Unfortunately, Yoda is not able to stay on point, and Missouri Western does lose Midtown due to Acreon. Congratulations to Acreon taking over that maneuver. It was pretty much a tough round for everybody. Just close calls for everything. Yoda does take player of the game. Love to see this recount. Let's go. So this is right before they get into the major assessment movement. Popping out, popping out. Okay, okay, okay. Nicely done. Taking out the 3 players as she did with that movement, with taking Ramatra and Tracer and the other healer. Love to see it from Missouri Western. This may have been a loss for Missouri Western, but that doesn't mean they didn't gain something from it. I think we're doing a fantastic job just reading the room. I'm more impressed than I can ever say. I think Missouri Western is doing a fantastic job, not only reading the room, but being ready for the other team to make their maneuvers. So now it is 1-1. We might be here for a little bit. Missouri Western wins the first movement with control, and now Acreon takes hybrid map. So we are gonna have to see what we want to do for these bans in upcoming matches, but I have no idea what this kind of in stores. But kind of just gonna walk through real quick. Missouri Western did a phenomenal job, especially with watching how they're using their ult. We did have a moment we were waiting for the opposition team to fully ult, which I get. If you want to wait for their team to ult so you can have something to push back with it, I'm all for it. I've never seen a very able team ready to pretty much rush and push, and I was all for it. I mean, if you're ready to push in and guide your team to be in a better position, do it. If you want to do it, do it. And that opposition team, the Acron, was able to really read the room. Missouri Western did lose a little bit of their feeding there. I think after rushing in for a while, they weren't able to really to group back up and kind of move together as a team that as they once were before they had that, before they had that breaking occurrence. Pretty much right at the midpoint where they were pushing up and they had popped ult, and then Sojourn was taken out, and then Wu Yang was taken out, and we just kind of lost piece by piece, and Yoda was left all by himself to pretty much guard the last objective zones. But Missouri Western did a fantastic job doing what they can. I'm looking forward to seeing what next map's gonna look like, and it looks like we are heading into our flashpoint zone. So ready for the moment, ready to do this, and hopefully this will be pretty intriguing as always. Looks like we might be expecting the map of New Junker City. I know we had this in the last zone, so hopefully we can see some new additives and objectives. I'm really looking forward to it. Other than that, we're just kind of waiting for them to pack their bands, and then we will be moving in just a second. Let's see. Oh, yes. If you're watching the stream right here tonight, there's some lovely things you can do. So if you want to be more aware of when we have our NACE games, our Blizzard games, or any other games from Rocket League, sometimes we have tournaments, sometimes we have clubs. Be on the lookout for our description down below that will give your, they'll have the link to our Twitter, our Instagram, and of course, here on Twitch. If you want to stay here, turn on those notifications and stay a part of our huge commentation. We'd love to have you, and we love to hear what you always say in the chat. As always, I'm never down to never not have anybody to talk with or, you know, communicate with. It's always a party here at Missouri Western's Esport Arena, and we would love to see you come by if you are a part of the Missouri Westerns grouping, of course. But looks like we're just kind of waiting for them to kind of just push in team. But until then, we could probably go to a BRB while we're waiting for them to pick map. Yay! Party over here, party over here. All right, Missouri Westerns, welcome back as we're kind of just looking around Junker City. As always, it is a pleasure to be back in here at Flashpoint. We did have this map from last time, so prepare yourselves and hopefully we can have that same success we had with East Kentucky here. Leaky bottles, that's crazy. Activating objectives happens about 26 seconds. But here we are, we're gonna go over some of the teams and such again. Acreon has a Bastion as well with a Reaper, and looks like they have switched over from Ramatra to... I can't believe I'm forgetting his name, but he's the amazing man that has the little cool machine guns. Love him so much. And then we have the Lucio and the Kiri. And on Missouri Western's ties, we have Genji, and then Serb playing as Jetpack Cat, Tool as Kiri, Yoded playing as Domina, and Luke switching over to Sojourn from Cassidy. Again, we're just kind of making those maneuvers from left to right, just kind of waiting for our moment. The opposition team does take advantage of Flashpoint being open, so they do start their count on objectives. So hopefully we can get our feet back on the ground and move forward here. Okay, looks like we're just kind of watching their back line, making sure if anyone's open. Gonna need to be really careful of Bastion's machinery, because that will be just the worst for us. We do lose Axel in that predicament, trying to take out the Bastion with no one to take out most of the bullets there. Missouri Western does pretty much get cleaned wiped against the floor, with the 50% now going to the objective for the Acreons. Gonna need to figure out our positioning here, or figure out what we want to do for player-wise. We do see that Axel does change over to Venture, so I want to see what we're doing with that. Oh, his name is Malga. That's what it is. Sorry, guys. Malga is with the machine guns, and Yoda has switched over to Diva from Domina. So hopefully this will be a little bit more of a push-based, which is normally what Diva is a rush-based. Malga does take advantage, stuns out the Diva. Diva gets pushed out of her mech. We do take out not only the machine guns behind the work, giving us some huge advantage. Had to be really careful with that stun there. Again, Reaper pops ult, taking out Axel with him. Missouri Western has 3 ults. Yoda pops ult. Does not get anybody in the range, unfortunately, but Yoda does take out the Lucio in that predicament, allowing Missouri Western to begin their objective takeover. With the other side having 99%, we're going to need a really big push to not only keep point and objective, but just the overall preference of keeping Missouri Western here and ready to go for Acreon's pretty much reoccurrence. Again, looks like we're going to take some shots open from those zonings. I mean, that's just knowing the map really well, which I'm very impressed by. Once again, our teams take all the time in the world to learn and take battle time. I mean, it takes practice to know where you are, map and environment basis, and I'm loving that Missouri Western is just reading the room right now, just being aware of where and when we are going to be moving. Again, taking out Mr. Salt, removing him from the zone with a 10-player kill streak, 83% for Missouri Western's objective zone. So we just have to hold a little bit longer, and we got this game in the bag. So let's go Missouri Western. Looks like down below, we do get that read and take out the other Reaper player. So Missouri Western is just reading the room once again, like I talked about. We're just healing left to right, reading in how we want to move. And I'm all for it. Missouri Western takes it over. I'm kind of flabbergasted. I mean, but that's amazing that Missouri Western was just able to kind of read the room, take over point, and was able to just hold that objective long enough to not only push them back, but be ready to have that ejected to their disability. Here we go. Okay, looks like Diva's gonna take that side zone, kind of get away the Malga. Malga uses his smash movements to stun anybody. Unfortunately, does not stun anybody in time. Looks like Cat is just doing some minor healings and just some adjustments here and there. Love to see it, love to see it. Are we gonna be seeing a Cat ult in a bit? He is at 60%. Tool pops off ult. Does get trapped by the Malga ult. Currently, we are getting absolutely annihilated, losing 3 players in that predicament, but taking out not only their players as well, both their DPSs and tank. All that is left over is their 2 healers. This is the game. This is the game. Take them out. Good job, Venture. Oh, yes! Yes, we love the stun jump. Let's go. Well done. Well done by Axel, reading the room and taking them out. Absolutely perfect. Oh my goodness. Took my breath away. That's all I can say. Took my breath away. Axel with that maneuver, getting underneath ground to take some time to heal, popping out and then taking out the 2 healers. Phenomenal job by taking over point there. Missouri Western now has 3, almost 4 ults to their own dismay of use. And on the opposition side for Acreum, Acreum has almost 2 ults to their predicament, with their other Genji having about 55% till they're ready to go. But now we see that Lucio's popping ult with the Genji. Genji and them are pushing through. Missouri Western reading the room. We do lose Sir in that predicament, making everyone not be able to heal in proper time. Yodit is by himself. He does have ult. We could use ult at any time. Yo pops ult out of mech, gets back into mech. Oh my goodness. A lot of feelings are happening right now for Missouri Western. Just a lot of dodging and maneuver. Dodge and maneuver. We do lose Sir and Luke again. Luke had popped ult a second ago, hoping to get some damage done, but unfortunately we are just being taken out piece by piece. But it's okay, because Missouri Western's now at that 99%, but is still anyone's game. We've seen it from Missouri Western's side, a point of view. You can be at a 99%, but it's all based on how you want to play the game. So let's see it, Missouri Western. See and show us how you want to play the game. Yoda goes through the front door with Axel taking a back route. Again, going out, popping ult. Unfortunately gets red. Gets red by the other DPSs and healers on the team. Popping the bubble, going for Genji. Genji making a run for it. Bubble being protected from the Zarya. It looks like Missouri Western's going to need to regroup and figure out a new positioning, because right now we are getting red like a book. They are now hitting that 60% tile on the other side. Missouri Western having that 99%. So all it takes is a bit of an ult and a maneuver and a takeover. That is all it takes. On the opposition side, they pop Genji and they pop their Kiri ult. Missouri Western is trying to fight back from this ult use. It is game against game. I mean, we are just having a bunch of contesting right now from that 90 to almost now the 100% point. But I think Missouri Western has taken up to the ownership of letting them slide that first flashpoint. So right now it is 1-1. Crazy how this does happen when we can get to 99, but then the team fully takes over one another. It's not crazy. It's just realistic. Again, Missouri Western regrouping and figuring out how they want to maneuver right now. Getting grappled by Cat by getting that high ground. We need that high ground nice and efficiently. Again, Kiri doing the work of being not only a DPS and a healer. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, but we do lose our tank. And Axel takes out the other healer due to Deadeye. Again, we're just moving left to right, just doing what heals we can to move and keep everybody safe. Cat taking high ground, just being aware of the moment. Attacking flashpoint has now been open, and the opposition team does take advantage of it with one person on point. This can be anyone's takedown right now. Venture popping up, stunning the Genji. Genji making a run for it. You know I would too. Looks like Venture's gonna pop back into the ground. Missouri Western does have one tool art. They could just kind of, use that to their benefits to pop in and move through the map. But I mean, it is all up to them. They hear me like a prayer. They pop ult. They move forward. It is right now anybody's maneuver right now. Just watching left to right. They're kind of just waiting for Kiri to waste her ult right now. Just kind of watching, facing off. Lucio pops his ult, giving extra bonuses not only to Genji, the Karm, and everyone else on their team. But right now, Missouri Western is reaching an all-time low with a lack of heals, almost taking out that Genji, getting grappled, and Missouri Western's team is being torn a new one right now. We need to figure out the rhythm. How are they positioning right now? How are they positioning? We need to either take this map or we're gonna be seeing a loss right now from Missouri Western. We do get some hindrance. Axel is doing what any good man would do. Touch his point to get a bit of capture time. Going into overtime right now. Go, Axel, go! Go, Axel, go! Let's go! Luke pops all, taking out the Cassidy, and we take out Karma, and we take out Mr. Salt. Missouri Western is holding up to that promise that we've seen before, that 99%. Saved just in time for us to get that maneuver. Pushed back, taking out not only the Genji. Genji may have been taken out, but they do take Sir, our other healer, on the other side. Missouri Western is just gonna have to hold them at this point. They're gonna have to hold, but the opposition team does have 2 ults to be using in their predicament. So it is anyone's game. I repeat, it is anyone's game. We gotta take out people as quick and efficient as possible. Right now, could be anyone's game, maneuver, trialed, whatever you want to name it. It is anyone's maneuver right now. Deadeye takes out Tool. Luke is taken out. We need to figure out what we're doing, y'all. We are like fighting like cats and dogs. Unfortunately, we do see that Acreum does take point back and it moves into overtime. Are they going to make overtime? Unfortunately, they do not make overtime, so it is heading to the next flashpoint. Missouri Western, lock in. Lock in, guys. Lock in. Get a grip. We gotta grip in and figure our stuff out, because right now they are 2-1. Acreum with 2, Missouri Western with 1. It is anyone's takeover right now. It is anyone's takeover. Read the room, Missouri Western. Read the room. Again, Axel has his ult in the predicament along with Karma. Karma has their ult along with the other side's Tool. Tool is on his way, switching over from Kiri now to being a Lucio. Love it, love it, love it. Probably gonna do that for the bounce and the movement. Popping out the little bomb there from... Well, I guess it's not the bomb, but it is the bomb. We do see a little bit of a maneuver there from Axel, trying to get somebody out, pretty much testing whether or not they're going to be wanting to move forward. Cassidy taking shots here, doing what you can to keep point protected and ready. Cassidy being ready, getting hindered there. Popping pretty much the best thing you could see right there. Taking out the other Cassidy, but we do get Red and Luke gets also taken out. Everyone is being taken for piece by piece. We do see that hindrance be used on the opposition team with a black hole. Everyone gets a full team wipe, allowing Acreum to take over point here. Missouri Western is almost to 50%. It is anyone's game. Lock in, y'all. Lock in. Luke has Deadeye on the opposition team. Lucio has Beats. He got Beats and more. And the other Cassidy also has Deadeyes to their maneuver. Getting bubbled right now. We need some love, some kisses. We need some really good food right now. We need some food. Pop out, popping Deadeye. Do we get anybody in the maneuver? We do get Axel. Axel gets taken out, unfortunately, by the other Cassidy. Oh, we need to lock in. We need to lock in. We need to lock in. Taking out the bubble. Pop off the Lucio. Get that Lucio out of here. We do take out their Genji. Luke is gone. Everybody's really on the loose side with that Cassidy and everyone else, but it is 3-on-3 right now. It is 3-on-3. Take out that Kiri. Take out that Kiri. Go for it. Go. Go. Don't be afraid. Go get that Kiri. That's so unfortunately. Missouri Western does lose this contesting right now. I mean, oh, we do have somebody. Luke is holding overtime. Let's go, Luke. Let's go. Missouri Western's team does get the point. We ult, Sir ult, along with Lucio. Lucio pops. Unfortunately, we do get kills, not only taking out Luke and Toll. It is anyone's game right now for overtime. With contesting over from Yoda. Yoda gets taken out. Unfortunately, hey, we don't like teabagging around here, Cassidy. That was unneeded. That was unneeded trolling there. Not cool, bro. Not cool. No respects. Luke does get play of the game, though. Let's see this replay, my man. Nice. So this is just as we were entering the first map here. Getting that first takeout Reaper. Popping up, taking out Karma. And then we get to take out the Bastion as well. Missouri Western did a fantastic job doing what they can to defend. But this does leave with another loss to Missouri Western's name. But that is A-okay. All good things from Missouri Western's side of the board. And Acreon, thank you for the game today. And as always, Missouri Westerns, we will see you tomorrow for Rocket League. Have a good night.